So there's how you guys doing? I'm really tired of being so scared all the time. I went to work today. Came back to camp, and the road crew is in the woods going towards my camp. Like they're working on the roads, and that scared the crap out of me. Everything starts racing through your mind, like, oh, am I gonna go back and all my stuff is trashed and gone, and now with nothing and stuff like that. I'm just so freaking tired of being scared of people. Hey Daryl, how you doing? I'm gonna just blink off for a second and get some light on this so it works better. Sorry about that. Now, I'm tired of the stress. You shouldn't be afraid of people if they're near you. I'm just sick and tired of the fear and the stress. Like, I don't want to have a panic attack whenever I see a footprint that is pointed in the direction where I am gonna sleep. I don't like having to just sit here and listen for people walking because you're afraid someone's gonna find your camp and then you've got nothing. I'm just stressed out. It's not easy. I've got supplies to make a backup camp, but I can't set it up. There's too much snow. I got a spot on my boss's property. I could pitch a tent, but again, it's not something you can do when the snow is up to your waist. And it's really windy today. It's just, I'm tired of it. I shouldn't be living like this. I don't want to live like this, and I'm just sick and fucking tired of it. Stressed out. I've got no break from it. And yet, no matter what happens, I just can't fucking get out of it. Get a job, I'm still not out of it. Can't save a goddamn dollar. Gotta fucking pay for my meds every goddamn month. And I was at work today doing the front desk stuff, minding the counter, and then people come in to shop. That's great. Good for the business. But just being able to walk in, hey, let's go grab a new fishing rod to go ice fishing, and we'll pick up all the lures and bait and what we need, and drop a couple $600-700 on it just so we can use it once. That really hurts. That's something I used to be able to do, and I think it's just the stress of it all is really starting to wear me down. So much so, I've been looking into doing clinical trials to get some money ahead of me. That's the only way I'm going to be able to afford anything. Do clinical trials, do a med trial. And that's my goal. I don't want to be like this anymore. I didn't want to be like this in the beginning, but what are you going to do, man? It's like I've been putting out applications for drug trials just so I can get a little bit of money ahead. It fucking sucks that no matter what I do, I can't get ahead. What are you talking about, Jake? It's the worst part of it, the most stressful part of it is it wouldn't take much to get out of the situation permanently. I figured it out how to do it. It's just getting enough behind me to do it. And I'm just like, again, earlier today I just got back to camp and there's a road crew like on the road on the highway doing work. A straight shot from my camp. So I got back here and I can hear footsteps echoing, sound like they're close. And that stressed the crap out of me because my area's clean and whatnot. I don't want people to find my place, find my camp, and be like, oh, you live like this, and judge me. That judgment fucking hurts. When someone judges you like that, it hurts my soul. They didn't deny my disability yet. I don't think I gotta wait till and keep thinking about the disability really makes me angry. Oh, it's really good. It does get to me. Like, when I was 18, I owned my own house. Cheap little shit piece of crap house. 1 bedroom bungalow house. Like, literally, you walked in the front door, living room, kitchen, bedroom, bathroom. And yeah, sold it and moved up. But going from having everything to legit nothing, living in a frickin' tent off the side of a highway up north in negative 35-degree weather. I'm warm and everything. It's just my boundless rage is keeping me warm. I just keep asking myself, how the fuck did this happen? Because it's not like I lived luxuriously. Like, I never spent a goddamn penny when I was working, when I was doing my crane. I was a crane operator, and going from having my own place, my own house, to legitimately living a destitute life. What the fuck, man? I'm fighting off the tears right now. It's... Oh. I don't know. Eggs are still fairly cheap up here. David, up here in Canada is a lot different. We don't have food stamps or any of that stuff. We've got the food bank system, which I can't even use. I'll give you a breakdown of all my monthly costs right now. I've got it at the top of my head. I work, I do my job, I get a little bit of money there. For the month's worth of work, after what they take from me on taxes, I make about a little bit less than $800. I think it's like $740. Then I gotta go. Then I get the YouTube money, which can range between $100 and $400, which is great. That saves me. But on the 23rd of every month, I have to go down to town. I go to the drugstore and get my meds. That's right away $700 gone. That's everything I worked for in the month on my job gone. And I usually do it on the 23rd because I've got my YouTube money, and then I go out and get myself one decent meal. I grab myself some meat and do a cookout. We usually do a cookout out there. And yeah, then I end up eating cans and stuff for the rest of the month. If I'm lucky, sometimes I get a few other decent meals because, hey, someone sends me, hey, here's $20 on PayPal. That's the breakdown of everything. And God forbid I need some new clothes or something. And it's not like I'm not trying to find more fucking work. I've been to interviews for more jobs. Full-time work. But the second they say your ID has no fixed address on it, the job just disappears. I don't know. I don't know how long it's going to take. Why don't I do day trading? Why would I? That's the same thing as playing the lottery, man. Why wouldn't I play the lottery? Because it's a waste of money. Canada, we do have universal health care, but it's not a med plan. You got to pay for your meds. Legit. Just this. This is my bed setup right now. It's just a bunch of blankets. There's not much to show. I'm just sitting directly on some blankets. How am I staying warm? My rage is keeping me warm. I wish my prescriptions could cost that little. That would... I'm not bitching about money. I'm not trying to bitch about money. I'm just giving you a breakdown and why I'm so fucking stressed all the time. Like in the last year, look at this. I'll show you what I'm talking about if I can find it. See all that? See all that white hair? That wasn't there before. That wasn't there last year. This wasn't white. That's pure stress. That's the point. There's nothing on Kijiji up here. Even Toronto, when I was there, it dried up. But I'm up in Sudbury now, and there's jack shit. Oh yeah. Well, what also helps me out one sometimes is I'll hit up the hunting camps from work down to my camp and look for the empties, which great. That brings me maybe 30-40 bucks a week. I oh. At my current situation, there's only one way I'm getting out of this. I need a permanent place to stay with permanent lodgings. And I see one way to do that, and that's through the Go the Green Project. It's just getting that. And I'm just too fucking stressed. It's oh yeah. No, I'm just yep. No, it's I don't know how to put this, but the divide between the rich and the poor is getting more and more divided. Tonight, probably, well, fucking nothing tonight. I got to go to town tomorrow and do some charging, and I got about $40. I got $28 to do a small supply shop, and I'll probably try to get as much out of it as possible. So I'll hit up the dollar store, and oh, it's not about money, man. I don't give a shit about that. I'm just fucking stressed. Oh. Yeah, it's a good thing. Go tell a person with MS who can sometimes barely walk, go shovel driveways. Like, I could go get a labor job tomorrow if they would hire me, you know? Labor jobs are easy to get. Like, straight up, I know a dozen construction companies that could hire me on the spot. But they can't legally do it because I've got MS and I have seizures. You don't seriously don't do any of the stuff like that. I appreciate that, I really do, but no supers and stuff are needed at all. I do appreciate it. I'm just kind of here chatting and trying to vent some of my frustrations out with everything. Angry hippie. All you got to do is walk down to a construction site say you're looking for some work, they're going to take your social insurance card, and you're going to have to be insurable, but you'd get hired on the spot. No problem. Just walk down to any construction site on a building, you'll get a job. It's hell work. Like, it's going to be hell on your body, but you'd get it. Fair enough, you're in the States. I just. I'm in a good spot for the wind. There's not much wind here. I'm in a valley, so it's just passing over. You can hear the wind. But I'll probably wake up early tomorrow, hit the library, get some resumes out, because I'm still looking for something full time. Gara Lady is awesome, I agree. Oh, not much. Just on here bitching because I can. And Marcus Ford, what are you talking about? I don't see the difference between one skin color and the next. We all human. You all bleed red. We all are born the same way. We all are born screaming. We all grow up. We all grow old, and we all die. Ain't no difference between one person and the next. Well, it's not the applying for jobs that's a bitch. It's getting the interview. Once you've got the interview, that's still not the bitch. It's not even having the interview. It's when, like, what happened to me a couple weeks ago. I had an interview at for a dispatcher overnights at a taxi company. They hired me. They did. They said, "Okay, we're gonna just get you the onboarding paperwork. You're gonna sign here, 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 and here. Figure out your schedule. We just need your ID." I gave them my social insurance number and my photo ID. She walks to the back to take a photocopy of it because, for their records. And then she comes back to me and says, "Oh, unfortunately, the position has been filled," because she saw my goddamn ID that says no fixed address on it. And that's what it's been like for over a year. They get to that point where, "Oh, you're hired. Let's take your ID and everything," and then they see the no fixed address, and they're like, "Unfortunately, the position was just filled. Sorry about that, sir." It's not about making up an address on the resume. You can tell them whatever you want. But the second they check your identification, the first thing they do with your ID, they Google your full name to see if there's any crime related to you, and they Google your address. If there's no address on your ID, they know you got no address. Mine says no fixed address on it. If there is an address, let's say at a church or a shelter, you're even more screwed because it's at a church or a shelter, and then they know you're really homeless, and the job just disappears. That's the point. Is if you lie, you're just hurting yourself. It's better to be honest. Like that, I was completely honest when I got the job that I got currently, the part-time job. And play up here, they have. I don't know where you are, Brad Jones. This is Canada. They require your identification for you to work. They need your social insurance number, and they need some photo identification to link you to that number. I'm working right now. Like I've got a job. That's why I'm functional right now because I can afford my meds. Without them, can't even walk. And I even fucking feel guilty about this shit. So I've been vaping a little bit, especially when it was cold. So I get the juice. The device is free. The juice is like $8. Okay, whatever. I use this and instant coffee to stay awake for 5 days straight. Um, Last week it was the polar vortex. I know you guys down in Florida had a bit of snow, a little bit, more than a little bit of snow. Uh, it got down to negative 40 degrees Celsius here, which is negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit. That's where the two temperatures meet. It was like that for 5 straight days. If you sleep outside in that weather, you're risking not waking up. It is very dangerous to sleep in that weather. So for 5 straight days, I got a total of 6 hours sleep, if that. What I was doing was nicotine, lots of that, and non-stop caffeine 24 hours a day. Um, I had instant coffee. I ran through it all. A little bit of saliva to mash it up into a ball, like this really thick ball of like tar-like substance. It's really nasty, horrible tasting. You wrap it in cheesecloth, stick it right in your gum down here, and a little bit of caffeine leaches out every so often into your gums and then down your throat. You don't taste it when it's in your in the side when you cheek it, but you're not sleeping. You got the steady source of caffeine, and I stayed up for 5 straight days. Even then, a few days like I didn't get any sleep for a couple days after that. I ended up crashing on Saturday midnight, 11:59 Friday, 12 a.m. Saturday, and I slept for 16 straight hours. Just because that's when the cold finally broke. And it honestly, I didn't think it was terrifying. That kind of cold was terrifying. Garrow, she's somewhat giving me permission to put a tent up on her property, on the edge of her property, but she's also been hesitant about it. Every time I bring it up, she's been very hesitant again. Even then, if I could, let's say she says, yeah, go for it right now. It's impossible for me to set it up right now. I've got another tent. It's a military tent that I could set up there that'd be fairly warm with a wood burning stove and everything. But I legit cannot because there's too much snow. The snow was like almost waist deep. Nah, John, I work in an outdoor store. Uh, it's not cold out right now. It's like 0 Celsius, freezing temperature, so that it's nice and warm. My body heat can keep this thing nice and warm all night. Crimson Trunks. I didn't even drink the coffee. It was instant coffee that I added a little bit of saliva to and balled it up. I had some cheesecloth. I wrapped a little ball of the coffee, the instant coffee that was like a solid sticky ball in the cheesecloth and stuck it in my cheek tip. So my saliva would mix with that and get a little bit smaller, and I was just not even black coffee, straight instant coffee going down my throat. I've got a job, Tim. Yeah, no, it's chilly out. It's chilly out, but I'm making it as best as I can. Nah, thank you guys for sitting here and helping me sort my brain out. I appreciate it. What really set me off today was it freaked me out. I was coming back to camp, and the road crew that's working on the highway, this stretch of highway, were in like the woods in the area going towards my camp. That shit just stresses me out. Oh, Jesus, thank you for the super. I appreciate that. Seriously, I'm not. You guys don't have to send me anything at all. I'm just here chatting. But I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. And you get that and a like. Dustin, not yes and no. Last winter I was in Toronto outside, but last winter wasn't a real winter. Like we had days that were 20 degrees above zero, 20 degrees Celsius in January and February. It was not a winter at all. This is my first, what I'm calling a real winter. Straight outside. Hopefully the last one. Crimson, I check out a lot of books. I end up reading a lot. One of my main source of mental engagement is reading. Brad, I've got my ways in and out that nobody takes. I've got my own trails that are hard to find. Nobody's finding them. I've learned just to stay pretty invisible. Uh, if you're not invisible, you get caught pretty quickly. It's just me out here. Legit, just me. To town, it's a 3-hour walk, so I'm way up the highway. Usually, to get to and from town, I hitchhike. People are nice here. Driving from here into the town of Sudbury from my exact location, we're not going to include my hike out of camp. The hike out of camp takes about 15-20 minutes, maybe longer depending on the snow. But from the highway, if I get picked up instantly when I hit the ground, the drive takes 20 minutes from the nearest highway spot on the highway to town driving. So ain't nobody out here. I didn't want to do this in town. Um, Sleeping outdoors in a city or a town, it's terrifying. It's a lot different. You got to worry about other people living outdoors. I hate to say it, but a lot of the people that live outdoors are complete fucking scumbags. I went through a lot in Toronto, like crackheads and stuff, trying to rob me. I had a whole 2 weeks worth of food, just canned stuff, stolen from my shack when I was in Toronto. They didn't even eat the stuff. They just threw it against the pavement on the parking lot not too far off from where I was. Just smashed it, just wasted it all. A lot of people up here pick up hitchhikers. I've never had a problem getting picked up by hitchhikers. I'm sorry, as I'm hitchhiking, I've never had problems getting picked up. And it's the funniest thing. It's always single women traveling alone that have no problem picking me up. I guess I look like a teddy bear. Hey Matt, how you doing? Ed Cornish, how you doing? I'm glad you guys joined and everything. This helped get a lot of the stress out. I was, oh, everything's getting to me. Yo news today. Uh, Garrow, you're probably safer not letting people stay with you. People will take advantage of you, and it never ends well. Let's just say that. Unless you actually know the person, like they're related to you, don't be that person that lets someone you don't know stay with you. It's not safe. Ever. Ever. You, if you saw me on the street and you invited me to stay with you, I'd say no. Just for the reason is you're not looking out for your own safety. You don't know. Just don't invite people you don't know to stay with you. It's going to end badly. 99% of the time, it's going to end badly. You don't know what's wrong with that person. You don't know if they're, gone up here, what they're actually into, or you're just opening yourself up to a lot of harm. Nah, mentally, I'm not doing so good today. It's just mentally, I'm not doing well today. Uh, the stress has really been getting to me today. Fuck, it's been getting to me for a week or longer. Did I ever tell you guys my story when a friend of mine hitchhiked from Toronto to Ottawa? Our plan was to go from Toronto to Nova Scotia hitchhiking. We never made it that far. It's a pretty good story. Bloody 17 years old. During the summer, we decided we're going to go hitchhiking because why the fuck not? We're teenagers, and it went pretty well. Like the first person that picked us up was a trucker, no problem. He got us a few hours north. Then he jumped off on the other highway. Then we got into another guy's car up near, I think it was near a little bit away from Kingston. And he got us all the way to Ottawa. And yeah, we chatted with the guy. We were friends. And this guy, for some reason, he was like a really nice person. Um, and he's like, "Oh, you guys are just like, yeah, well, I can do something good for you kids." And we're let's go get us a motel room. And he got two motel rooms, one for me and my buddy, and one for him. So I'm like, okay, we're all. He also bought a bunch of booze and stuff for that motel room. Fuck. Um, I wanted to get up and leave for a bit, and my buddy stayed behind. I went out to go grab some food. Come back with food in arms to my buddy sitting on the chair, white knuckling the arms of the chair. Like his hands are gripping the chair, his knuckles are going white because he's just grabbing that hard. And yeah, wasn't a good story for him. The second I got back, let's just say we ended up throwing that guy out of the room because he tried to do things to my friend. But yeah, we never made it past Ottawa. We ended up going back after that. Fuck, Kimo. Are you okay? Dark Flame, I am in the woods for real, for reals. I'm in a tent in the woods. You can hear you can actually hear the highway not too far off. Oh. If there ain't gonna be no apocalypse like that. There ain't gonna be no World War III. It's all about money, man. Like it's mutually assured destruction. Ain't nobody launching a nuke because everybody is gonna launch a nuke. There ain't no World War III coming. There ain't no apocalypse. Just stressed. Just stressed. Everything is getting to me. Ugh. My legs hurt. Yeah, well, I wish I could get mail. I'm told, oh yeah, just go get a PO box. It's $20. No, it's $20 in the States. Well, Patriot, I hope everything works out for you, man. My thoughts are with you. Too long, John. Too long. Way too long. Just over a year. I've got something called multiple sclerosis. Just found that out in the summer. Makes things just beautiful. At least the medication is doing its job. This happens to me once in a while. My mind just starts to cycle, and it just starts to really bring me down. I'm just thinking, like, how the fuck did this fucking happen to me? And fucking gotta fight off the tears. Oh, come on, man. Go away. I'm in my own head, and that's the problem. John, meds up here in Canada aren't cheap. Canada, your health care is free. If you go see a doctor and all that, or go to the hospital, it's free. You got to pay for your medications. I'm spending, like, this month was $700 for my meds. XOHJ, I appreciate that. And, oh, Dark Flame, thank you very much. I appreciate the super. I'm, again, not trying to get that stuff, but it's all I'm saying is I'm so deep in my own freaking head that things just start to spin. And I'm not the kind of person that I try not to just swallow those emotions and just ignore them. Then they build up. I try to deal with it. But when I'm spinning like this, oh, it's really hard not to just block it off and think about puppies and kittens. And I always appreciate the supers. Thank you very much. The one good thing, though, is next month's phone bill's paid for. And I'll make it to the end of the month. I'm not looking forward to February because I'm working 2 days in February, then she's closed until March. Too windy out for a fire. Way too windy for a fire today. Uh, yeah, usually, no, usually the coldest week of winter is the second week of February. But I don't think it's going to be anything to where it was, like negative 35, negative 40 Celsius. Well, I'm just here talking. That's how you guys can help me out, is just talk with me for a bit. That's helped me out more than anything. Just a good conversation is better for everything. Makes everything better. State of constant panic. I am in Canada, which is even worse. I know, I know. I just, I legit just got back from work. Didn't know, don't, it's kind of hard just to start a conversation like that. Like, I feel like shit. And that's why I came on online, because saying to someone, a group of people, I feel like crap, where it's easier than going to someone and saying, I feel like crap. No, man, John, the only thing that's scary is people. Animals ain't gonna hurt you. People will. See, I'm fucking. I'm in my own head. And that one damn thought keeps raging in my head. Fucking how the hell did this happen to me? And I don't like having to fight off tears. Mentally stressed, mentally out of it. That's how I am tonight. And what's really getting to me is there's going to be, after this week, I don't have work for 3 weeks. That's what's really getting to me. Going to work even 2, 3 days a week, that gives me a purpose. But we're closed for February because there's no hunting seasons. Nothing's in season for 3 weeks, and not having that to go to really makes me feel sick. Oh, save! It's impossible. One, it's impossible to save money. Two, if I had the kind of money for a trip to Hawaii, which would be a few $1,000s to get there, I'd take that money. I've already priced everything out. I know exactly how much it would cost for me to have a place of my own forever that I would never have to move from, and a safety of actually 4 walls, and a bed, and power, and a remote job. So I had internet and everything. I need Canadian, about 10,000 Canadian. I can get a piece of land for $5,000 for life. It's a lease, but still. And a trailer for $800, Starlink and solar. And I can work remotely with an address. Woo! But that's a dream. I got to figure out trying everything so I can make that happen. Well, temp agencies, they take a lot of information from you. Like, they still have to insure you while you're on the job. All these temp agencies don't do desk jobs and stuff. They do labor jobs. They can't hire me. One, I can't drive. I don't have a driver's license anymore because I have a seizure disorder. I have seizures. They suck. That's why I can't operate a crane anymore. That's why I can't drive a car anymore. But I also have MS. So what they could put me on is very limited because insurance reasons. Where Max, it's a lease. It's a lifetime lease up north, northern Ontario, like 4 hours north of Sudbury, and it's some guy got like 300 acres of land and decided he's going to do an affordable community kind of deal, and he leases half-acre plots of his land off for $5,000 for life. I got that. I know where I can get an older trailer and fix it up for like $800 delivered. Buy a bunch of solar panels off of Alibaba where they're cheap, and a solar setup where it's cheap for the batteries, and a cheap laptop where you can get Starlink on it, and work from home. Do remote work. Get a job at an Apple call center or something. Well, if you're up here in Canada, it's called the Northern Green Life Project. And I vetted it out. I've checked it out as much as I possibly could. I've even spoke to a few of the families that live there. Only 6 families currently live there. But what they told me was it wasn't all green and pastures, it wasn't all good stuff. They told me a lot of bad stuff too. That's why I believe it's legit. Holy crap. Thank you, man. I appreciate the stickers. I really do. And you're going to like. But, yeah, Max, that's trying to figure out how the fuck to do that. And, I've got the horrible headache now. I thought myself into pain. Holy crap. I gave myself a headache by thinking too hard. I gotta be the first person in the world to ever do that shit. Oh. It is Monday. Oh, I don't have migraines. I made myself so upset that the pressure behind my skull just built. One small thing sparked this off too. What really got to me were the road crew, the construction crew that was working on the highway right by my camp, and I saw people walking into the woods where my camp was, and I'm like, oh fuck, am I going to lose everything I've got? Is it all gone? What am I going to do? Then I sat here for like a half an hour just listening to walk through the woods, and that got me thinking, going down a really dark path in my mind. And that's why I'm here right now. Then I got to get tomorrow. I've got to go to the library because I've got 1 bar of charge left on the bank, and again I got no power. I can't get a CB bad stuff. It's just my own head. It's my own head going through all the negative that's happened. Like, I've got a fear of social workers. I'm absolutely terrified of social workers. But that's going to happen when you've been sat down in a little room with social workers telling you your best option in life is to kill yourself. Quite literally, we've got a program up here in Canada called MAID, Medical Assistance in Death, Assisted Suicide. All you need is approval from two doctors, and they'll slap you down on a table, give you the good chemicals, and send you under the ground. Um, I've been sat in a little room with social workers with them trying to convince me that that's my best option is to take MAID. That's so I'm terrified of social workers. And it's not like they're telling you it's a good idea. They don't tell you you should do this, this is your best option. They try to convince you that it's your idea that you should take MAID. Like they don't come out and say, "Hey, you should take MAID." No, they make they know what they do. They fuck with you psychologically and make you think that it's your idea, that this is what you want, and they're really fucking good at it. Well, Canada is kind of fucked up. Um, that they trap you in there for about. The way they do it too is they make it seem like you're not allowed to leave the office. They'll bring you down to a little room. The first one was at the hospital, small meeting room. There'll be a person there sitting inside with her blue book on the table, with another woman that's escorting you there with her blue book. Then she'll put it down on the table. And outside of that door, they'll have two security guards, big motherfucking security guards. I'm a big guy. These guys were big guys standing out front, and then they sit you down on a very small, uncomfortable, like, you know, those schoolroom chairs. They sit your big butt down on one of those, and they got these nice chairs. And then they're like, "Oh, why are there security guards out there? I'm not allowed to leave." You feel trapped in there, and then it's just the way they do it is they don't outright say you should take MAID. They kind of twist your own thoughts. They twist your opinions on trying to make you think it's your idea to take MAID, that it's better for you, that you want this, and it's completely disgusting as shit. That's MAID, man. That's Canada for you. Canada's all sorts of fucked up. Basically, yeah. And they're doing it more and more to people who could potentially live a long, healthy life with the proper support, instead of giving them ODSP, Ontario Disability Pension. I should be getting $1,305 a month from the government. I've been fighting for it for years now. But when you meet with the social workers, they try to get you to take MAID because I want to live for another 40, maybe 50 years, at least till I'm 80. They don't want to have to pay me to live. So what's better than that is getting the person that's going to burden the government with their illness to, you know, let them strap you down to the table and give you the good chemicals. That's what they try to do, at least. And ugh, that's why I don't trust social workers. I'm 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 I don't know. Doing okay isn't the word for what I'm doing. I'm doing pretty shitty, but I'm surviving. I've learned that. I've learned it. Do not trust social workers. I've had a few people that say they're social workers that I think they think they can help me. I ignore those emails. I will not answer those emails. They scare the shit out of me. I have no trust for people who are social workers at all. Yeah, there might be one or two of them that are out there who actually give a shit, but I have no trust for them at all. I appreciate that, Paint. Oh, fuck. Yep, voiceover. It's there. People are looking at MAID as a way to get out of poverty, and it's true. You're not going to be living in poverty if you're not fucking living. Same with they're letting people who are depressed take it. Oh, you don't gotta donate. I'm just here chatting with people. I'm not asking for donation, nothing like that. I'm just here having a conversation with people. I don't have a plan. Honestly, I don't have a plan whatsoever. I don't know how the hell I'm going to do it. I'm trying to find another job. I'm trying to find full-time work. And I'm fortunate enough to have the job that I've got. And I keep looking. I I've said okay to some of the mods that want to set a GoFundMe up. I've accepted it. I know what I need is I need a guaranteed place for life. And that's what the Green Project would give to me. I'd get the land. And I need $10,000. Straight up, I need $10,000 Canadian, which is like 7 American. Kind of horrible how different our freaking money is, but whatever. That's to put down a trailer to get the land and get some solar and a laptop so I can work from home and do remote work. That's all I need. Oh no, that's the thing is I try to always look forward because when I look back it hurts. I fucking Christ. Since 2019, my life was great until 2019, until early 2020. When I first had my first seizure in 2020, my life went from way up here to do 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 do. Then my wife, I found out she's screwing every single human being I've ever met. Then it went from here to here, way down here. Got the divorce, way down here. Found out that there was no money in the savings because I'm an idiot. Let her, handle all that shit. So now it's way down here. Got the divorce, walked out with nothing. Way down here, living out. Got a basement apartment that's hitting down to the ground level. And then I finally ran out of everything. Then I'm out here. Mind you, there it has gone up a little bit since I left Toronto and found this job where I can, work even if it's only a little bit and afford my meds. So I'd say it's risen a lot, but it's still down pretty fucking low. I don't think MAID should be for something for a person who has gonna suffer and be in so much pain towards the end. But it is what it is. It was a slippery slope. They should not have brought it in, and the way they did, there was not enough safeguards. Oh. And I hate to have to do this now, but I probably have to go to bed early tonight. I've got to do some charging tomorrow morning at the library. Get there for 9 because my battery just ran out of power, and I'm running on my phone's battery. I need this phone to be up and operational. So I'm going to have to say goodnight to everybody because I'm running on power I don't have, and I'll have to charge tomorrow. I'll try to pop on tomorrow night or something, but I got to go for now. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for letting me vent and get a lot of this bull crap off my chest. I appreciate it. You guys have a great night.